I love Bugs. I love him so much and I don't need any other dog. Bugs. I love him so much and I don't need any other dog. Bugs. I love him so much and I don't need any other dog. Any dog day or night.
I love Bugs.
Good morning, parasailers and movie trailers. Happy Friday. Sweet Bear and I are taking Buckets on a walk to go to the park.
Buckets, come on.
So two things happened on this little trip. One, Buckets is like famous in this neighborhood. Every time we go on a walk or something, we'll run into someone and they'll go, "It's Buckets!" And if Sweet Bear and I are together, I'll be like, "Oh, Sweet Bear must have met that dog and their owner, or Sweet Bear must have met that person before." We'll talk about it afterward and I'll be like, "No, I've never met them." And she'll be like, "I've never met them." And they know who he is. Buckets has really got a reputation around these parts. The second thing that happened was Buckets was playing with this big old lab, and the lab all of a sudden got really aggressive, and Buckets starts just wailing and sobbing. Sweet Bear starts sobbing. I have the drone in the air. So it was a bit of a mess, but Buckets is fine. There's nothing wrong with him. We gave him a little test. He's all good. It was just a bit of a, it was like really our first scare with like a dog really going after him, but he's okay. Buckets is fine, everyone. He's good. Buckets, prove to everyone your existence. You feel okay? You all right, buddy? Buckets.
Oh, okay.
You okay? Yeah, I'm okay, Dad.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta go home. Sweet Bear and I are headed out to the suburbs. Not for the whole weekend, don't worry. Just for tonight. I am performing with a performance improv group, company out there, if you will. I used to be a part of their ensemble when I was in high school, and tonight they have a show, and they're missing several of their ensemble members, so they asked me to fill in. I used to do performance improv comedy all the time with them, but I haven't done it in maybe 2 years, so tonight could be a train wreck. But regardless, it's gonna be fun. So Sweet Bear and I are about to leave, but on the way there, we have a special treat for you.
Hi everybody, welcome to Storytime with Sweet Bear. I'm Sweet Bear. Today on Storytime with Sweet Bear, we have question time with Storytime with Sweet Bear.
You become more and more of a caricature every time we do this segment. All right, we're gonna start with some snap questions.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Hey Sweet Bear, what's the best gift that John has ever gave you?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Okay, let me think. This past birthday, John took all of our wedding footage and he made it into like a little, it was like a half hour, 45 minute.
It was an hour.
Oh, an hour. An hour long like video of our day from all the footage. So that was a really special gift.
If you had to live in one city and couldn't leave for the rest of your life, where would that be?
That one's hard. I'd have to pick Chicago.
Really? You wouldn't choose the Magic Kingdom? Does that count as a city?
I would pick there.
Maybe would you go to Europe one day, make a world tour in Switzerland especially? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I would absolutely love to go to Europe. We want to take a European vacation that's where we go to Ireland specifically because that's like my heritage, and Norway, because that's John's heritage, and we wanted to do that. And we also have really good family friends in England, so I want to go there. So, oh my gosh, yes, I would love. And Switzerland? Are you kidding? I would love to come to Switzerland.
What are some of the best ways you guys have learned to communicate with each other to keep your relationship strong and healthy?
Ooh.
Good question. This is John's favorite question. So I'll just go through like a couple of little things that have helped us. I'm
interested to hear your answer.
A really big thing that helps John and I to communicate is when we communicate if we're cranky. We will say, I'm cranky, just so you know.
Because you know when you're just in a bad mood, it's not anyone's fault. You're not mad at the person you're with, but you are just in a bad mood, so you're more likely to snap at them.
We always make sure to tell each other, hey,
beforehand.
I'm cranky, so if I yell at you or whatever, you know what I mean? If something annoys me, I'm just in a really bad mood. It's a really good thing to talk out your fights, even though I hate it. And I'm the type of person that like needs a long time to like sit with my thoughts, and John wants to figure it out right away, but I used to use that I didn't like to talk about it right away. I used to use that as an excuse, and then we just kind of like forget about the fight and never talk about it. And there are times where I'm like, I don't need to talk about that. We are both cranky, it's fine. We don't need to like sit down and dissect why we just got in a fight. But it is smart to always talk about, well, this is why that made me upset, and you know, and even if you need to take a day or two to sit with your thoughts and be like, why did that make me upset? Why was I hurt by that? You know what I mean? But it is always good to talk about it. You know, you have to be able to communicate.
Yeah, I think the best way that we've learned to communicate with each other is to just communicate. You know, I think a lot of people, it's not that they don't, I think a lot of people's issues is not that they don't communicate in the best way, it's that they don't communicate at all.
But I also want to say in this respect, you know that whole saying like, don't go to bed angry?
Don't go to bed angry.
You know that saying that says don't go to bed angry? I completely disagree with that statement. Because there are times where I need to just like, I can't talk it out right there. I'm still upset, and I'm saying, let's table this.
So what about the fact that don't let the sun go down on your anger is a Bible verse?
Well, yeah, but I'm saying
I'm kidding.
That doesn't mean that you have to figure out your fight before you go to bed. That means you can be like, hey, we're okay, we're fine. Let's talk about this tomorrow.
That's good.
Because sometimes you're so tired,
so good.
You're so cranky, you just need to go to sleep.
That's so true. That's so true. Let's take one from Twitter. What boundaries do you have with fans on social media? How do you maintain those boundaries?
I don't know, this is a tough question. Social media in general, you're sharing your life with people, but it's not your full life. You know, like I always say social media is like your highlight reel, and that's totally like it for us, you know what I mean? So there are certain things that I don't feel comfortable putting out on social media, or I don't feel comfortable talking about, and especially on the internet, especially videos and Snapchats and stuff, you can only say so much in a certain amount of time. It's a completely different medium than sitting down and having a conversation with someone. So there are some things that we just don't talk about that are personal to us, that are personal decisions, personal opinions, I don't know. As long as like people, like fans, understand that like, you know, there is still privacy in our lives, even though we love to share it. This sounds so like weird. I don't know.
I think you're so right, because there is, because we have people who we follow online, who we love, you know, but I think there's an unspoken boundary between the creator and their audience. Obviously, those boundaries have been very much pushed by things like YouTube and social media.
Yeah, vlogging every day. I mean, we show our lives every day.
However, that boundary still does exist, and I think it's an unspoken boundary that both me, us, and the audience understand. I understand it when I'm part of the audience, and I also understand it when I'm a creator. And for me, when I feel as though someone is crossing that boundary, that comes down to communication again. I just communicate it with them. I say, hey, just so you know, this is sort of a boundary that we have set for ourselves. And you know, I ask that you just kind of respect this beautiful give and take audience creator relationship that we have. It doesn't mean that our relationship is any less important or cheaper than a relationship I have with a friend that I actually hang out with in person. I have boundaries with that person too. You have boundaries with everyone. And when that person begins to cross that boundary, you feel that boundary is being crossed, you have to communicate that to them. If the relationship is important enough to you. If my relationship with the audience, if my relationship with you guys wasn't important to me, then I wouldn't worry about establishing boundaries. But because it is, and because it's a relationships that I want to nurture and I want it to continue to grow, I set boundaries.
Yeah. And you know, that being said, we love to meet people who watch the videos. Like, that was one of our favorite parts on tour, was to meet people and to hear stories.
All right, I got one last question.
Okay.
What is going to be the first thing you eat when you're done with Whole 30?
Okay, so I've thought a lot about this. I'm really been craving hot dogs. I've been craving cheese fries. I mean, just like cheese I've been craving. I've been craving pizza. Yesterday I was craving...
What is going to be the first... I didn't ask you what are you craving. I asked you what is the first thing you're going to...
Well, we'll probably get Domino's, don't you think? Well, everybody, thank you for tuning into this episode of Storytime with Sweet Bear. I had a fun time. Those were some really good questions. Guys, I have so much fun doing Storytime with Sweet Bear. Thanks for watching it. Thanks for letting me do it. Why don't you guys comment down below with what you... Why is this so close?
It's not close.
With what you'd like to hear on the next time of Storytime with Sweet Bear. I think we'll go back to a story next time, even though I really love the question.
We've been filming for 23 minutes.
He's gonna have fun editing this one. Oh, bye. Bye, guys. Bye. See you later. I had a lot of fun. Hello again.
Okay. And we've arrived. What are you guys doing?
These are our place cards at our wedding. Aaron's calligraphing everyone's name on them.
Working hard.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Do well. The fact that it was really sunny in the city and then it got rainy when we went to the suburbs accurately describes my inner emotional journey as we went from one to the other. Okay, I'm off to the show now. Keep being awesome.